What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommates from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
for an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the
It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 777. Tuesdays we talk about professionalized wrestling here, and we got people in the studio here. We're going to go around the horn here in a moment, and of course it's a lovely night here in Beachview. I'm just using all my cameras if you guys are on video. I have new cameras. I'm just having fun with them. But anyways, first of all, with us, he's from the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from Beacon, New York. It's Mad Mike.
That would be me, Sorg.
Also, the third most dangerous person ever on the show.
Was that
Sorg, what we were at?
Are you sure you want me on this program anymore? Because I listened to your little party, and not only all right. So the night you guys had your party,
Yes.
I felt a weird burning in my heart.
Okay.
I thought, oh man, maybe I need to cool it on the ice cream. But I realized Badger was trying to summon me. She was trying to use her spells and powers to summon me to that show.
Her badger powers, if you will.
Yes. Yeah, so I approve of that. And then you said I was the third most dangerous person you've ever had in on your podcast.
Listen, I gotta say, I was put on the spot, and
Okay.
I was definitely under the influence of substances.
Okay.
When I was told to ask who were the top 10 people I had concerns about having on a live mic on the air. So from the Sorgatron Media 4-year studio party. So there's context to this, okay? So I'm not saying it's a finalized list, and I never said the 2 or 3 people that are banned from the show either. So
Oh, I know one of them.
you know one of them? I think you know.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you know at least 2 of them. So
Probably, but I definitely know one.
anyways, also with us, the man who's on fire or lighting Reddit on fire this week. We'll talk about that in here in the first segment. Mainstream Matt of Just Pro Wrestling News.
Good evening. How are you doing? Yes, I am. I'm a mad lad from Reddit, apparently. That's what we call it.
Oh, I see you have a co-host behind you doing a little
Kids
dance.
love me.
They're
And, yeah, it's been a crazy couple days. Yeah, and we'll tell the tale here in a few.
We got it, and of course in studio. If you saw us on the wide shot, we have some guests on the couch back with us. First of all, we have announcer extraordinaire Farnsworth is with us.
Ladies, gentlemen, great to be back. Thank you for having me, Sorg.
Okay.
But let's talk about who's with me on this couch.
That's
shall
right.
we?
Do you want to do the introduction?
No, I do not.
Okay.
This is me feeding to you.
Okay.
Let's talk about who's on the couch with me,
Who's on the
Sorg.
couch? He is back. We let him back on the couch because he did really interesting things on the couch last time. Troy Lords is back with us. Welcome back, Troy.
Did I hear in the intro that there was a party?
There was a party. I think you were invited to the party.
Where is it at? I can't seem to find my invitation. I was invited?
I think you were invited. I think I had a Facebook invite for you.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No?
Nope. What up, Mayhem Marks?
Well, we invited you on the show.
Now it's a party.
And we had lots of let
Now.
and
Now.
Now it's a party.
and we're letting you have the leftover party beer. So I mean, that's the party for everybody afterwards, right? So
Absolutely.
Troy, so thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Oh, thank you for
And-
having
and
me.
thank
you
you-
for not inviting me to the party and then giving me leftover beer when I did come in. Thanks, that's great.
Thank you for matching.
Thank you for your leftovers.
Thank you for dressing it to match the couch as well.
I mean, the couch matches me. I don't know.
I
if
guess that's
match
the case too.
couch.
Yes, exactly. So, but no, thanks for being on the show. We're going to catch up with everything going on with you. You're all over the place, of course. So we'll get into that in a bit. But first, please, everybody, go check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Hit us up at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0 at Mayhem Show on the Twitter, the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page and group. A lot of great discussion happening over on the Facebook group. And, of course, we're live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, as well as on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page and on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page, however you would like to stream the show. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcatcher. You can even subscribe to the Wrestling Mayhem Show master feed or the Sorgatron Media master feeds. Wait, one of those is a super feed. My notes are wrong. If you want to check out everything Wrestling Mayhem Show or everything Sorgatron Media going on there on your podcatcher. Also, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity.
Woo!
As well as Ed Burke, Team Hammerfist. At the Poppy Club level, Dave Potter and OccupyProWrestling.com. At the Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy, Kyle Turner, The Riz, and Bobby F. J-Town. And at the manager level, Heel Bradley and Tina Keys. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show. And I do have to say, Farnsworth was a long-time manager. You took a break. That's okay. But
hope to be back again.
That's right.
Had to do some reconfiguring. Had to do a little side investing.
That's right.
You don't have to explain yourself.
I don't have to
You don't have to
explain myself.
Is Troy your lawyer now? Is that your side hustle?
I'd go with advisor.
Advisor. Okay.
Oh, we advise each other as need. I suggested those pants.
I don't think I got a shot of those pants. We can pull that up
Get
on
in
the
there
shot
deep.
there a little bit.
Who knows how long they're going to be on?
Yeah, I know that's questionable. We do have, by the way, you are the first guest we've had with the windows wide open here in the studio. So, that's why we have a
My
camera
window
outside
might
now.
get wide open if we have. See how many of these leftover beers I have.
Heyo.
It's also the other reason I bought so much beer because it always helps the show. Anyways, but let's get into it. First of all, let's talk. Matt, you did something. You lit Reddit on fire and was cursing it the entire time while we were on location for another shoot on Saturday. What the hell happened?
I wasn't cursing Reddit. I was cursing myself because I'm terrible at the internet. But here's the long story short, or I'll try to keep this as short as I can. The Just Pro Wrestling News podcast, part of our routine is that we create a cover graphic for it every morning to go along with it. So this has become part of my tasks for every day, is to fumble my way through whatever program I have, Paint 3D, whatever crummy Microsoft product I have on my laptop that I use to create this cover art. So you turned me on recently. You were like, you need to try some Adobe products. So you turned me on to Adobe Spark, and I was starting to play with that. And in the process of wanting to get more comfortable with it, I'm just trying to come up with what can I create off the top of my head just for fun, just to kind of test this thing out and see if I can do what my brain wants to create. So during the course of Friday night, just chatting with people in some, group chat and whatnot, where, the typical WWE jokes, whatnot. I offhanded comment about, someone should just create, AEW style ranking graphics for WWE's divisions, just to see what it would look like. And then I kind of like the little beat, and I'm like, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. So I just, watch SmackDown, play around, mess with it, and I ended up creating a what appears to be an AEW style rankings graphic, except it is the SmackDown Women's Division with tongue firmly in cheek. I'm not sure these records are entirely accurate. It was a little haphazard, but I didn't care. I was just screwing around. I was messing with this program and kind of learning to do stuff. And I took it. I was like, oh, this is fun. And I dropped it into this Discord channel that I was in at the time, and I was just like, hey, guys, what do you think of this? And they're like, that's funny. A couple guys were like, very funny, very nice, thank you. I put it in the Mayhem Show group. I was like, look at this. This is fun. I just whipped this up. I'm having a very productive Friday night. And then I left it at that, and I was like, it's a nice evening, so we'll move on from that. So fast forward to Saturday. Sorg, you and I are working a gig, a video production gig. There's not a lot of free time, but during one of our brief breaks, I get my hands on my phone. I start scrolling through the Twitter feed, as I do, and I scroll past, and here on some strange Twitter account, someone I don't know, someone I don't follow, it had actually been retweeted by someone else that I follow, is my graphic is there on someone's Twitter feed. They're just like, hey, look at this. Isn't this a silly thing? Ha ha ha. And my reaction is like, that's my thing. What's my thing doing on Twitter? I didn't put it there. And I wasn't upset. There's certainly people who get a lot more upset because they actually create things that are actually of value artistically. Me, yes.
I went to kindergarten.
I bet you did. All right. Thank you very much. So. I'm off the rails. He started me off. Where were we? What was I talking about?
You were talking about your thing. By the way, this tweet.
Oh yeah.
This tweet of your graphic that's retweeted from Bob Close 13, Elijah Close. I don't know who that is. I don't think they're
I don't
actually.
know who it is either.
I don't think they're.
Over the weekend.
I don't think they're actually MJF, as the picture assumes. But it has 515 likes and 54 retweets and 45 quote tweets.
With my thing.
With your thing.
But he was very nice, and I just replied to him, and I was like, I think I quote tweeted it, and I was just like, hey, this is mine. I'm glad everyone's having such a great time. Have a great evening. And he was nice. He almost immediately replied back to me, and he's like, oh my God, you made this? Everyone is looking for you. I'm like, what? And he's like, yes, it's in a Reddit forum. People are freaking out. They don't know where it came from. So I go, and I am like an idiot on Reddit. Sorg, I know nothing about Reddit.
Yeah, you learned a lot about Reddit just this weekend, huh?
I learned everything I know about Reddit. I learned over the weekend. I go into Reddit. I search for, just do a little search, and boom, there it is in the whatever the squared circle Reddit group is, and it's got like 400 comments. It's got all these upvotes. People are going bananas. They're trying to figure out who made it. Nobody knows who created it. There's this running like back and forth in the comments. I think it's this person from Japan. I saw them tweet it. No, I think it's this person in this part of the country. Hate to break it to y'all, it was me. So I got in there and I owned it. And again, just said, it's me. Call off the search. I'm glad everyone's having fun. Keep doing your thing,
So
again,
either way,
I was not the least bit, how would I provincial about my creation. I was not at all concerned. It was just kind of like
although
getting thrown all over the place.
There was a lot of cursing that you didn't tag yourself or your podcast.
Exactly.
Because
I'm looking at you and I'm like, Sorg, I just did something very stupid. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, this graphic is going crazy on Reddit. It's gone viral on Twitter, and no one knows I made it. And you were like, you are such an idiot.
No, I didn't call you an idiot.
I think you said I suck at the internet. I think that's what you
No,
said.
you said you suck at the internet, and
I
I
said
didn't
suck at the
disagree.
internet, and you just shook your head in disappointment at me. As I just
and walked away and worked on whatever I was working on.
Until by the end of the night, I drowned my sorrows in a beer at Permanis after the gig. I'm just like cackling because I can't believe that this thing is just like runaway training on the internet without me on board for the ride. But I mean, enough people kind of caught on, and I reaped some of the rewards. And then of course people were like, "You must do this again," and I'm like, "I think I will." And this one, I'm gonna slap my fat, ugly podcast logo on it this time. You can be sure of that. And we did. So we did it again. We ran it back for Monday, and we ranked the Raw Women's Division, and it got a nice little bit of traction. All the Reddit mutants were happy to see another entry, and they
there it goes. Yep.
They had some fun with it. So there you go.
You even
Enjoy
got
that.
some
8 and 9, Charlotte.
You even
Get
got
outta here,
some
Charlotte.
uncredited press that popped up. Tell me about this.
This was the peak. I was in the same Discord channel that was in Friday on Monday night during Raw, and I guess a couple of the members in there recognized that I was in there, and someone chimes in. They're like, "Brian Alvarez talked about your graphic tonight on Filthy 4 with Tom Lawler," and I'm like, "No, he didn't." Go, what the? So I went out. I went and subscribed to Brian Alvarez.
That's okay.
YouTube channel.
It's a business expense at this point.
It's a bit. I had to know, and I had to see it with my own eyes, and yeah, sure enough, I got this little.
He doesn't have the media set up over there.
No,
so.
we got this. Sorry about this, folks, but
This is actually how we used to conduct interviews at the beginning of the show, was holding a phone up to a microphone.
I just want to hear you.
So I mean, it's pretty much the same situation.
Did you see the spoof of the AEW rankings that someone did for Smackdown? I did. It was classic.
Someone.
Champion. Yeah, Bianca.
The best part of that whole thing is Tom Lawler without hesitation. I did. He knew exactly what he's like. He's like, "What were we talking about? Oh, this thing." So.
Hey,
great feather
Matt,
in the cap. Filthy Tom, we love you.
Matt, so I looked it up on my Reddit.
Yeah.
It has over 2.6 thousand upvotes.
Jeez.
No one will ever know.
Meanwhile,
now they're like, "Who made this?"
How would they know?
I never found him. Oh well.
I've been trying to break into Reddit for years and figure out how that works.
And
you
Matt
just
did it by accident.
Matt did it by accident.
Matt did it in a cave with a box of scraps.
So you did this thing. Everybody loves it. Let's look at this thing because, well, if it's good enough for Alvarez's podcast and Filthy Tom, I guess we should talk about it.
It was classic, Sword.
So
My wife just texted me pepper pots.
What's a pepper pot?
The box of scraps line is always good. It's always welcome on this show.
And again, did we share these in the group? Or are they floating around a Wrestling Mayhem Show group as well?
They're in the Facebook
Okay, good. So you may have already seen these if you follow us over on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group. So this is your SmackDown, and they make as much sense as you would think. Because, I mean, what's the biggest complaint? You're like, we were just talking about before the show, Zelina Vega. She came back, and she's just losing every week and wants a title shot,
like
right?
I said, it's very tongue-in-cheek. And if you look at the Reddit comments, it's hilarious. It's like half of the people are deeply offended, and the other half are like, "This is just funny. I don't."
So
care.
I love
but I must point out.
Yeah.
Like I said, the SmackDown graphic was created very haphazardly.
Mm-hmm.
These are actually like the total records. This is not isolating their singles record. So it makes things look worse than they actually are, especially for Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Sasha actually does have a winning singles record this year. But I just like, I was just kind of like, I'm not gonna rank them based on like what my logic would be. I'm gonna rank them based on like what WWE's logic has been. So on that SmackDown, it was like Sasha's Bank. She's fighting Bianca at SummerSlam. She's number one. Zelina Vega. She was. I mean, for a second they said she was going to get a title match on
also,
SmackDown. Then it didn't happen. So I was like, "Oh, Zelina, you're number two."
For audio, and also the numbers are Bianca is 18-6, Sasha is 5-7, and Zelina is 0-4.
Right, and she was about to get a SmackDown title match on Friday night, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you had, and I was just like, who was the most recent title challenger? Carmella. 3-12. Who else could we get in here? Liv Morgan. 4-10. And I was like, I gotta put someone respectable. It's Toni Storm. How many has she done? 1-0. Okay, Toni Storm's a 1-0.
And you're talking about
you could have put Bayley.
I could have put Bayley in there.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Respects to Bayley.
So you have that, and then for Raw made a little bit more sense.
No.
Well, I put
Matt,
in the extra work to make sure that these are the singles record, but the Charlotte thing is still absolutely shocking.
Matt, I'm gonna call into question your rankings for Raw,
just like you do with AEW.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well,
yeah. No, I mean
this is just following. I'm trying to follow WWE's lead.
I know,
I'm not
but
I'm
that's
merely
what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
interpret what I'm seeing on TV.
Charlotte would be ranked above Nikki.
Sorry,
Even though Nikki is the champion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe.
Yeah,
that's
you're
my
right.
only gripe. But
yeah, so
Charlotte would
Nikki
be ranked above Nikki.
7-2, Charlotte 8-9 in her singles matches this year. Stunner. Rhea 6-4. Alexa Bliss is undefeated this year. Still, she won again on Monday. She's 6-0 now.
Creepy doll magic.
Creepy doll magic can't be stopped. Doudrop is 1-2. She's 0 and Asuka 4-5. But I mean, that kind of fits, right? This is what WWE is kind of telling us, right? In their way,
right?
That's about right.
Sure.
So, somebody was in the one of the Reddit commenters, or maybe it was someone even on our Facebook group, was like, "Where's Nia? Where's Shayna?" Fellas, do you want to know the singles records for Nia and Shayna this year?
They're not great.
Who wants to know? Anybody want to know?
Yeah,
I did the work. Nia is 1-6. Shayna is 2-11.
Oof.
Ooh.
Not even I.
Wait, Shayna's had 13 singles matches and only won 2 of them?
Mad Mike.
Wow.
I don't know if you've noticed. Shayna takes a lot of L's. A lot.
It's really like there's nobody in WWE that has a winning record, and never does.
No, that's not true.
What? Except for amazingly Nikki.
How many of you people?
You mean women-wise? I'm sure Bailey probably does.
How many of you guys have actually been schoolboyed? Anybody? It's almost impossible to kick out of. Shayna Blaze, you think she got schoolboyed a lot in UFC? She didn't.
Yeah, that's
she comes to big leagues, you get schoolboy. That's it.
You're on your back. You're trying to get out of that. You're
Mhm.
fighting gravity. You're fighting gravity.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way, man.
Ain't no way.
You're saying she hasn't adjusted well to the pro wrestling style.
Not yet.
Just the schoolboy.
Just the schoolboy.
Yeah,
is her weakness.
Everyone knows her weakness now.
Okay.
Well, everyone's got to have a weakness. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Makes sense. So, Matt, I know you love these numbers, and I'm glad you found a creative outlet for this. Are you going to continue with this?
Statistical minutia is fun,
Matt, you
especially
really
in
should do
something
you
so
really should-
pointless and random as professional wrestling.
You have to do the NXT Women's Division next.
I've got my eye on another division, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna drop it. But I'm not gonna stop.
Wait! Is it the division we were talking about?
Yeah, it's the one we were talking about the other day.
When we were
I'm still
like, how
working on
many?
filling it out.
We're talking
I
about how
can't
many
figure it
how
out
many
yet.
people are left on that show.
Yeah, I'm struggling to come up with names right now. Mad Mike knows where this is going.
Oh no!
Oh, we're going there.
Can we say?
Is
Can we say?
everyone's record just 2-0-5?
I'm still tabulating. We're still doing the math. The research department is working on it right now. We can't just screw around with this anymore, Mad Mike.
No.
We've got 5,000 Reddit users anxiously waiting for our next.
You sent me
graphic to drop,
you
so.
sent me a picture of the roster of 205 Live.
Oh yeah, you want to see it? It's still on my phone.
There's like 4 guys on it.
No, this is what if you go to WWE's website and you go under superstars, you could sort them by which show they're on.
205 Live no longer stands for the weight limit. It stands for how many people you thought were on the roster. 2? Oh, 5.
5. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's actually dead on. So I sent this story earlier today, and so if you sort it by Raw, you get all the Raw guys. You get the SmackDown. If you sort it by 205 Live, you get these 5.
Yeah, I got it. I got it up here.
One is a commentator. And I'm pretty sure Brian Kendrick retired.
Did he?
A while ago.
I don't think we're getting Nigel McGuinness versus the Brian Kendrick on 205 Live.
And Escobar's still on
Mark
it?
Andrews has been in the UK since COVID started.
Jeez.
So I don't know if that's accurate.
A lot of the guys who have been popping up on 205 Live lately have either been released or there is no profile yet created for them on the WWE website.
Or they're in NXT, right?
No, I mean, all right.
There's got to be some crossover with NXT, I would imagine.
Have you ever heard of Grayson Waller?
Can't say that I have.
Okay, well, he's been on 205 Live a couple times, but you won't find his profile on WWE.com because they're ashamed of him, apparently.
Oh,
Okay. Now I'm looking at
Tina's saying that Kendrick's a producer now.
I
Yeah.
believe
So that makes sense.
Another guy who's been on there who's actually still employed, Guru Raj. You remember this guy?
No.
He did the special that they did for India. He is up India.
I vaguely remember him. Yes.
Yeah, he's a little bit more memorable. He's been doing 205 Live. Other than that, it's guys who've been cut. So we're going to see how they flesh this out. Friday's going to be interesting. I'm sure there are spoilers out there for this week's 205 Live if you want to find out how they fleshed out this show.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they pre-tape a lot of those. So, well, they had a lot of pre-tapes along with NXT for the last 2 weeks. So since they were on Sci-Fi, oof, man, oof. Speaking of which, a lot more. We haven't had a show since the latest round of releases, huh? Or was that right before we went on last year? Or last week?
No, those releases happened on Friday.
Friday. So the biggest ones, Bobby Fish, a big part of that. There was another Bronson Reed,
Mercedes Martinez, Tyler Rust, Bobby
Alex
Fish.
Zane.
Alex Zane, yeah. I mean, there was one guy that was like he was from some other country and came in. So now what happens with that with being foreign? I'm sure WWE helped with the green card, right? At that point. So like these guys like.
Well, no, I think they just give them work visas.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to the Iconics podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have green cards.
Oh, so they got to sort that out, huh?
That's why, I think even when unless someone is willing to give them work visas,
mm-hmm.
they physically can't work until they get their green card issue sorted out.
So they almost need to get like an AEW or Impact to sign them and take care of that.
Yeah.
At this point, so like somebody at that level.
Yeah, I forget all the specifics they were going into because they didn't go into a lot of specifics.
No, they probably can't know.
But on their first episode, they were talking about why they aren't working yet because I don't think legally they can.
Yeah,
which is kind of fucked up considering how long they've been working here in the country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really wild. All the news between that, and of course, there's. A lot of them getting on podcasts and talking about the things they've seen, including big production upsets in the background about NXT. Chelsea Green having to reclaim the copyright to her legal name, which is interesting. Which
that's more of a
that's a clerical
thing.
issue. Yeah. She signed over permission for WWE to trademark the name, which she kind of has to. For them to do merchandising.
Well, if you want to use your legal name, you have to give them the rights to put it on a shirt.
I think it just had not been released yet. The lawyers are going to attack dog anything that's a trademark because they have to by default.
Yeah, I'm sure Kurt Angle probably went through the same exact thing.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Matt Hardy, guarantee he went through the same
maybe it's a little cleaner with somebody on the level of an Angle. He's probably got better contracts and lawyers on that. Eventually over the years. But of course, and then a human that's not a lawyer actually, sorry, Gavel, actually looked at it and says, hey, this is fucked up. Let's release this name. And after they made a big thing about it over the weekend. So, but good to see that's.
I mean, after all the crud that WWE's been rolling through over the past week or so, I mean, this is one to just kind of let go and just like, let's just not make things any more hard than they were. And honestly, I mean, what grounds do they possibly have for holding that trademark anyway?
No, absolutely. Unless it's a vindictive thing, and I would hope that wouldn't be the case. So I don't know. I feel like NXT is almost done at this point. That seems to be the writing on the wall. But
I feel like we're get that series finale is 2 weeks away feeling right now.
A little bit.
Like you're watching the final episodes of Cheers before you get to that big 2-hour finale. That's kind of.
It's
true, but
it's being redefined.
Being redefined.
So we're talking about the fact that Vince McMahon wants a feeder system to feed to the product that he wants to create.
But also,
if all you want is steak, when your delivery company is giving you blueberries, you're going to make a change if you're paying for steak.
Well,
I don't agree with him.
No.
But it's Vince McMahon deciding that what he wants is WWE stars, not let's invest in something else and expand what WWE can do.
Well, and that's the other thing. It's a feeder system that they decided to put on primetime on USA Network.
Yes.
Up against the competition, which made it So is it a feeder system now, or is it a legit third brand that does something different?
It was only a third brand when half the roster was stranded in overseas, and we needed something else for Survivor Series. It's the only time it was a third brand.
It's the lack of corporate synergy that's really kind of brought this whole thing kind of falling in on itself. And we've talked about it forever. You know, we get frustrated by, you know, call-ups that don't seem to match up with what they were doing in NXT when they get up onto the main roster. And even, you know, for years back, I've kind of openly questioned and might have even mentioned on this podcast, you know, why are they even recruiting some of these people into the Performance Center? You know, Vince McMahon will not want to do anything useful with these people once they reach the main roster. It won't matter how good they are in NXT. So that whole disconnect has been a problem for a long time. And, you know, if NXT no longer serves a purpose for, you know, WWE overall anymore, or, you know, then it's time to figure out what exactly you want out of this. So, yeah, I do kind of understand them kind of redirecting the whole developmental system into a different direction, because, I mean, it's not working right now.
Yeah, well, in their view, at least.
What if we went back to a game show? No, I'm being dead serious about this. But all the pros are NXT lifers.
Your Adam Cole's, Gargano, Ciampa.
Your Adam Cole's, your Garganos, your Ciampas, and like your Io Shirai's, like anyone who you aren't going to call up. You have them be pros, and you have it be like Survivor almost, like you know, have it be like a year-long thing as opposed to a couple of weeks. I don't know. I feel like you can mess around with the format and make it interesting.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the end of NXT.
Although remember,
well, I don't think, like, you could say changing the format to make it interesting, but to me, like, it reads, a lot of these reports and rumors read to me like they're going to simplify, and it's going to get to, like, it's going to be more meat and potatoes, just wrestling, just reps. And what's going to change is going to be the individuals who are highlighted and spotlighted and who are given the most opportunities to succeed and hopefully get called up to the main roster and do even bigger things.
You kind of see that with 205 Live. Like, it's been absolutely diluted into the third brand. Here's a bunch of people.
Well, the second they pulled 205 Live off of the Smackdown tapings, it was done.
Yeah.
It was done. It was absolutely done. I think NXT is kind of a different animal because they do get a lot of people watching takeovers and everything, and they do have their own individual merch and everything like that. Like, I think NXT is a little bit.
So is the problem the people coming through to the main roster, and what's happening with them, or is the problem the performance now that they're on television?
I think all right, if I'm going to try to guess what's inside Vince McMahon's brain, which is a big kind of taking a chance, I think his primary concern is Raw and SmackDown. And whatever happens to NXT happens to NXT. I don't care.
I think his primary concern is Raw.
That's why people are just getting called up and plucked out of, like, storylines on NXT with, like, no resolution or anything at all, because the main roster's like, we need these people right now, and we don't care what happens to NXT because Raw and SmackDown are more important, which is true. I mean, those are the shows that make the most money. There's no arguing that at all.
Sure, but they're still, I mean, NXT is still part of what they're putting out there. They're still getting paid for that.
Yeah.
There's talk that Fox wants to go to a third hour, which
they can't because of the local news.
Yeah, how would they do that?
I don't know, but I've heard the rumor, and I can see Vince saying, holy hell, I need more time.